Welcome to linford.co.uk Get Going Guides. This podcast will be looking at adding a graphic element to your page. First thing to do to make a graphic element is to choose a graphic box and draw a box roughly the size that you want the picture to go into. Don't click inside the box because I think you're going to be wanting to put text in there, but go to the File menu and down to Import, and then you can go to your media folder for your website that you've got and then import a picture to it. Freeway doesn't really mind about file formats, so you can import Photoshop's, Illustrator files, JPEGs, all sorts of different file formats go in there. It doesn't matter whether a Photoshop document's got layers on it or not, it will only show the visible layers in the file. So I'm going to open up a Photoshop document and open it up, and the image is a bit too big for the box, so I can go to the item menu and down to graphic and then scale and pad, which means it will scale it and center it in the box so it's got to the right size that I want it. But the width of the box is wrong, but I can instantly change the box to just fit the width of the image so I don't end up with unnecessary boxes all over the screen. I can then, with this picture, ask Freeway to work out how to process it. So at the moment it's a JPEG at 75%. I could change it to be a GIF file, and I can choose what images it looks like, what the image will look like, and the rendering that it will have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, and need to move the box, not the image, and then make another one and have it as a different file format. And then we can see what the difference between the files are and which one works the best. So we'll preview that in Firefox, and you can see that there's not much difference between the two images. If I want to change my mind and I want it to be in a 216 palette, I can change the palette and then preview it again instantly, and Freeway will redraw the file for me, and you can see that now there is a difference between it. So that's the difference between the 216 palette and the adaptive palette within Freeway. So it's very easy to get images in and to resize them, so it's just a question of looking at the item menu and the graphic element to resize them, and you can change the file formats in the inspector window. Now, if I want to, I've got an image that is perfect, and it's come through, it's got all the right features put onto it inside a program like Photoshop or something like that, and I don't want it to change it, I don't want Freeway to re-render it in any way at all. I can do that very simply by, again, when I import it, I'm going to have this new banner here. So this is the banner that we're going to work with later on, and I tell it I want it to be a pass-through, so not to interpret it at all, and just to render it as it is. So I'm just going to open that, and it will instantly convert the picture box into a table box or a CSS box if you had CSS working, and you can still fit the box to the content, and then that way Freeway will not re-render it at all. So if we go to preview, you can see that I've instantly added that, and that's the original file that I was working with. So very easy to bring pictures in. You can resize them and you can move them around in the box. Just click on them and you can position them however you like, and you can home in on just a bit of the picture if you want as well. So that's it for pictures. The advantage of this is that when you resize it, it's not resizing the original big picture, it's making a new picture at the perfect size. In programs like Dreamweaver or an HTML code, you can resize the picture inside the code, but that means you've still got to load a big picture in. So if it's a big photo picture of many kilobytes, then it will take a while to load, where this one won't take a while to load. So another element of pictures is I can bring a picture into an HTML box, go to import. So I'm going to import a Photoshop document into this, and I'm going to ask it to be a pass-through. So it has appeared on my screen, so that all looks fine from my point of view, but it is a Photoshop document. It isn't going to re-render it as a JPEG, it will be a Photoshop. So what happens when we preview it now is you will find all the other pictures are working, but this picture needs a plugin, which probably doesn't exist, on how to put Photoshop layered images onto a web page. The web browser can't naturally read that file, and it's given you a download plugin option if it doesn't know what to do with it. So that's the trouble of pass-through. It can cause some problems, but it can save some problems as well. And if you're working in CSS or table format, then be careful when you're using pass-through to import the pictures from there. So visit me at www.chrislinford.co.uk, or you can find me on iTunes or on YouTube.